My next story is called Adventures on the Bus. The buses in my city are a unique treat to experience. You never know who will be your companion on the bus. Many of the more strange type of characters seem to feel a deep bond and connection with me. I'm not sure what it is about my appearance that screams, "Talk to me if you're crazy," but I really have to work on changing my image. In the winter, I think it might be my bright red scarf and equally red hat that immediately draws attention when I enter the bus. "Huh, it's evident the color red attracts crazy people," my dad often remarks. I try to remove my red hat as soon as I get on the bus, but it's usually too late as someone with a very keen eye has spotted me and begins a conversation. I try to work on looking tough and putting on a "do not mess with me" look, but it's so unnatural for me that it fails miserably. My mom tells me that I have a sweet, gentle person ambiance that immediately lures people towards me. Mom always knows what to say to make their children feel better. Well, sometimes. The buses are also really packed and I feel like a sardine in a can on them. I feel so claustrophobic that lots of times I have to plot my escape to the entrance of the bus long before my stop. It's also problematic that many people on the bus have the viewpoint that it's their private escort service and they get really irritated when the bus makes any stops besides their own. In addition, if you so much as grace or touch certain people with your book bag while trying to get off the bus, they glare at you and sometimes yell obscene words. It's at these moments I feel glad that I take yoga. Remember, all breathing in yoga occurs through your nose. These lines run through my head as I'm taking deep breath while trying to balance myself, not touch anyone with my book bag, and get off the bus before the irritated bus driver slams the front door. The bus drivers vary in their personalities. Some of them are pleasant, enjoy talking with passengers, and that make the bus ride kind of fun. Others seemed annoyed when you press the button to make a stop, refuse to open the back door to let people off when it's crowded, and have a tendency to make your life as uncomfortable as possible on the bus. I wonder if they hate their jobs and receive some sort of pleasure from making their passengers feel as miserable as they are themselves. My psychology background comes into play and I constantly analyze people and situations. It's both a blessing and a curse. One vivid encounter on the bus stands out like a sore thumb in my memory. It was a late breezy Tuesday afternoon and I was running late as usual. The bus that I finally got on was very crowded and many people were standing in front. An interesting fact that I've noticed about people on the bus is that many of them refuse to move to the back of the bus as if afraid of something and would rather stand in the front than sit in the back. Who knows why? Anyways, all of a sudden, a tall man wearing a cape, bad sign already, got on the bus. Right away, I knew there was going to be a problem. I have this powerful gut feeling that usually warns me of danger. He spent about 5 minutes counting out change by digging deep in his pant pockets and exclaiming "God bless" to no one in particular about 10 times. I was sitting in the front and he was slightly wobbling from side to side as he moved to the back. He was wearing a long-sleeved shirt with holes and gave the appearance of being a bit tipsy. Hey, it's not a bad idea to have some alcohol before battling the buses. Trust me on that one. He sat down somewhere in the middle of the bus, and for a minute I thought that I had been wrong about him. Maybe he'll just sit there quietly, I thought. Unfortunately, it was not to be. "My name is Jesus Christ," he yelled in a piercing, loud voice. I doubt the real Jesus would be this forceful or take public transportation. The rest of his monologue went something like this. I'm here to save you bad children from sin. Children call me Jesus and come up and touch me on the playground. My name is also Foul because I fell when I was young. I knew that one already. I have many names, but I'm Jesus Christ. Jesus is back. Touch me and I'll save you. But I know you're all sinners. As usual, the rest of the people on the bus sat there mute with no reaction to him and blank, emotionless faces. I'm always torn between feeling amusement, sadness, and fear in these situations. In a few minutes, the strange Jesus character moved to the front of the bus. Of course, I thought he wants to save me personally. What an honor. I bet he's labeled me the biggest sinner on the bus. These people always feel a gravitational attraction to my presence. He continued yelling, and small balls of spit came flying from his mouth and landing close to my feet. Great. I felt completely trapped. He also started to make signs of the cross in the air and dance around in a circle like he was performing some sort of ritual dance to save us all. Sitting across the aisle from me was another interesting couple that consisted of a woman in her mid-30s who was applying pimple cream gently to her face while sucking on a lollipop. I noticed she had a collection of about 15 lollipops in her book bag. Hey, we all have that afternoon sugar rush, huh? Next to her was a guy in his mid-30s who was wearing tight, sleeveless shirt that exposed his arm hair. How sexy. Now, this was the beginning of April. The weather was in the mid-30s, and I had my winter coat on. What's wrong with this picture? Furthermore, sleeveless shirts are inappropriate to wear in public for men over 30. Yes, that is a rule. Unless, of course, they're at the gym. Sleeveless guy also looked a bit odd. He had long, greasy hair, ripped jeans, and didn't make any sense when talking to his pimple cream lollipop sucking friend. This was the ultimate odd couple. Well, when Jesus guy again yelled that he was Jesus, pimple cream woman screamed, "No you ain't." She also remarked that she personally knows Jesus and pointed at her bracelet that had little crosses on it. God has saved his soul, she remarked to another woman sitting next to her, who gave her a blank stare. This is about to get ugly, I thought. Thank God that Jesus guy was getting ready to get off the bus. As he was making his grand exit, he kept on yelling that he was Jesus. I think the bus driver was really fed up at this point and started to count to 5 as a signal for him to get off the bus in 5 seconds. Finally, Jesus was gone. I breathed a long sigh of relief. I wonder what the real Jesus would think about this. Well, till next time, so long.